I heard that you are having a hard time getting the key currencies to progress, and if you are tired of being broke, I have good news for you. I am the Samurai and I will be covering the best farming spot in Granblue Fantasy Relink, especially in the early parts of Endgame. This method will give you the best gains for both experience and mastery points, rupees, higher tier sigils, Wrightstones, raw materials, and even more. You will never be poor again, and you will also be able to raise your character to level 100 in no time, progress your mastery significantly, and even sleep on a mountain of high tier sigils, so you can finally build your main characters properly. I know it's tempting to grind early since the quest counter will be unlocked as early as chapter 1. To save you the hassle, I highly suggest not grinding at all and focusing on completing the main story first until you reach endgame so we can access the farming spot that I will be discussing here. To simplify things, if you grind now instead of progressing in the main campaign, you will be getting lower tier sigils and fewer amount of materials and currencies in exchange for your precious time with little returns. The next question that you might have will be what team you will be using. If you are rushing, I suggest you follow what I did here by selecting your first 4 characters. As early as chapter 4, you will be given the chance to recruit your first optional character. Sierra will provide you with your first crewmate card, and this is what you need to get more characters. I suggest you pick Cagliostro since she is an all-in-one support that can do revives, heals, and even provide buffs. You can never go wrong with her, and after selecting her, continue your progress in the main story until you reach chapter 6 and Sierra will give you another crewmate card. In this way, you will be able to finalize your first 4 characters. However, this video is not about whose character is the best for you, and I am just guiding you on how to access one of the best farming spots in the game while also giving out the best progression possible to avoid wasting time. A lot of people will have their team anyways or their favorite characters in their mind, but since I do care about you, I will give my suggestions. If you are new to the game and have 0% knowledge about it, I suggest getting the following characters. Get 1 DPS characters, anyone will do, but in my case, Narmaya is non-negotiable, and Zeta for my second DPS since I love them both. But these are advanced characters to play, so I suggest playing with Lancelot or Rackham instead since they are easier to use. You already have Gran or Gita for the first support character, and lastly, Cagliostro for my main support. Since you have finalized your team already, my next tip is probably the most important one and you should be following it by any means. These 4 characters that you selected will be your staple team, or farmers as I call them. As you progress, these 4 characters that you selected will be your staple team or farmers as I call them. As you progress in the main storyline, you will be getting a lot of materials and currencies. Strictly use all of these resources only to your first characters, the one that we have finalized. Resist the temptation to raise other characters. It seems that I am cutting corners here. It is because this is a farming guide and not a beginner guide. I will be making a proper beginner guide soon, so stay tuned for that, and all of these will be properly explained. Now that it's out of the way, continue progressing in the story until you complete it. There are 10 chapters in the game which last around 10 to 11 hours. The main story on the other hand can be completed without any kind of side grinding since the difficulty was scaled decently in my opinion. Take this time to really learn the mechanics and focus on your goal, which is to complete it as soon as possible. With all that said and done, finally you already completed the main story and the real game begins. Welcome to Endgame and congratulations. You are a veteran Skyfarer now and higher difficulty quests will be unlocked. Follow the provided objectives and complete the hard difficulty first, and then very hard difficulty quests will start to appear, and eventually extreme difficulty will be unlocked. You're not going to be lost here since you are going to be following the objectives that the game is giving you during the process. When you reach extreme difficulty, this is where the fun starts and we can finally access the farming spot that I am referring to. Access the quest counter and notice that Avia ships flying in the western part of the map. Access it and you will notice that the quest named Assault Formation can now be accessed. This will be your home since this is the best time to start grinding and you will be here for a while. Time for the actual fight, and I will be breaking down the things that you need to do to maximize your rewards every run, and it is very simple. The good thing about this is that there will be no specific party composition required since you will be using your first 4 characters. Now to start the process, the first step would be destroying the nearest reactor near your location. You will be greeted with enemy soldiers, so after the first reactor, quickly sweep the welcoming party. Step 2 is heading to the other side of the ship and destroying the second reactor. As for step 3, head to the upper deck of the ship and you will notice that there will be 3 reactors in here. I usually start with the one located in the left hand corner. Now for step 4, destroy the reactor located on the other side of the upper deck. For step 5, destroy the main reactor and it is the one located in the middle and you can miss it. After destroying all cores, step 6 is the next one. Look for the King Silver Slime hiding where the main reactor was located. The King Silver Slime looks like a silver pot and once discovered, it will grow into a giant pot. Take it out as fast as you can. If you manage to beat the slime, it will give you a whopping 69,500 XP and this is a lot. If the silver pot is not appearing on the other hand, clear the enemy waves first until it appears. Now for the last step, just survive the horde of enemies until time runs out and beat as many enemies as you can. If you can kill more flag bearers, it will be much better, but it is not required, especially if you're just starting. While waiting for the timer to run out, there is also a King Gold Slime that is appearing in here, and when it appears, kill it to get 36,450 XP and lots of rupees. When the time runs out, the quest will automatically be completed, rinse and repeat. Each run only lasts around 4 minutes, so expect faster results. And that's it for the actual run, and now it is time for me to teach you how to get more rewards. But before the next step, if you are into straight to the point guides, tips and tricks like this one, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button and it will surely help me a lot. Consider joining the Empire today and your support is greatly appreciated. Now on to the next step. Now it is time to reap the rewards, and after you have completed a lot of consecutive runs, your currency will start to pile up. Let's do a quick breakdown for you guys. Each infantry soldier provides 1024 XP. For each archer you kill, it will give you around 713 XP. And lastly, for each flag bearer you kill, that's 3145 XP. And lastly, each King Silver Slime nets 69,500 XP and also 36,450 XP for each King Gold Slime that you kill. The quest rewards on the other hand gives you another 31,400 XP. Additional rupees per round are 35 to 39k. So in total, by just finishing this quest, I am usually getting around 345k XP. But if I am lucky, it can go up to 414k worth of XP per run since I can kill an extra King Silver Slime since I am a little bit stronger now. It's more of about how fast you can kill enemies anyways. And also moving on to more rewards here. 340 and 420 mastery points and rupees, which greatly vary, which I will explain later on. On the other hand, your mileage may differ from mine since my characters are a lot stronger now, but as you grind, you will be getting the same amount in no time, especially if you reach level 100. Just make sure to do any available upgrades for your characters, especially if you are getting a lot of currencies, not like before. Super crazy, right? However, we are still not done yet. I will be teaching you how to get even more rewards, and notice that in every one you are getting Rafale Coins, glitter stones, glitter crystals, glitter crystal clusters, high level scraps, machine units, and other valuable materials. Take note of the materials that I have mentioned and head back to town so we can start trading these rewards. First things first, talk to the blacksmith and tap sell. The system will then prompt you to sell your stockpile of glittering crystals and even net tons of rupees, even more. Take note that this is the main source of your rupees starting from now on. The next thing that we need to do here is talk to Sierra. He is just nearby. Access trade treasure and trade the treasures that you can in exchange for your Rafale coins. Whatever happens, don't let your Rafale coins reach the cap since you will stop receiving them if you are full. Just exchange whatever that you need, especially those refiniums, since you're gonna be using that a lot in weapon upgrades. Next is look for the machine units and high level scraps that you stockpiled from the farming spot. Trade it all for KnickKnack Vouchers. and you will notice that you can easily hit the cap of KnickKnack Vouchers, which is 999, by just doing a few runs. Ready to get high tier sigils? Time for the fun part, and after getting a significant amount of vouchers, access transmutation in the same shop and access the highest transmutation level that you can and start transmuting sigils and Wrightstones. Even though that it is kinda random, you can still get higher tier sigils like tier 5s, it will pile up in no time. If you run out of vouchers on the other hand, just repeat the process by heading to the farming spot and doing it on repeat. By doing this method on repeat, you will be reaching the maximum level for your characters in no time and have a significant progress in your masteries. Equip your newly earned sigils and fights will surely be faster. That's it for this guide, and this is the reason why I see grinding at early game is not worth it. So it is best to just focus on completing the main storyline first to access this spot as soon as you can so you can start grinding. What do you think about this guide, or are you enjoying the game so far like me? Comment down below and let's talk about it. If you find this video helpful, subscribe to the channel as I will be releasing more guides like these. Like the video to show your support, and thank you for watching. And I will see you on the next one.